That's right, folks. So not only on August 26th are all the Xbox Helldivers joining us into the war front and aiding the cause for Super Earth, but the ODST War Bond for Helldivers has been confirmed, so we're going to go take a look at what the War Bond has to offer and give you a little bit of a lore breakdown on what the ODST are all about and what type of gear that they bring to the battlefield. So let's dive in and take a look. So Helldivers 2 crossover with Halo ODST Legendary War Bond is coming, and it's loaded with gear that you're definitely going to recognize. Now, as a longtime fan of the Halo series and a full-time Helldiver myself, I can't wait for all the new ODSTs to hit the battlefield. And while it may not have the Covenant to contest with within the game, we do have the Illuminate, which are probably the closest thing in the Helldivers world that we're going to get, but hey, you never know what else is in store for us. So this isn't going to just be fan service for this war bond. In the Helldivers fashion, ODST doesn't mean orbital drop shock troopers. Nope, this time around it means obedient democracy support troopers. That's right, things have been changed up for the universe. Because what's more important than absolute obedience in support of managed democracy, right friends? So let's go and break down what's inside this premium legendary war bond. So first things first, we do know that this war bond is not going to be upgradable for the weapons, so very similar to the Helldivers crossover with Killzone. But we do know the different armor penetration values of the weapons, so let's cover that first. So according to Baskinator, the SMG, pistol, and shotgun will all have light penetration. As for the AR, it will be our only medium armor penetrating weapon within the war bond. But the weapons that include for here are going to be the MA5C assault rifle, the M7S SMG, the 590A shotgun, and the M6 SOCOM pistol. So all direct from Universe. I knew that they were going to stray too far and give us the crazy weapons that Halo's known for. Unfortunately, no beam swords or beam rifles or anything that Master Chief himself would equip, but more grounded to what the ODST can bring within Universe of Helldivers. So while it's not as amazing as it could have been, it still is fun, and I am excited for the weaponry that's over here. Now let's talk about the armor. There was a lot of speculation of what the ODST armor could be. Would we get the engineering class, the recon classes, the assault classes? Well, now we finally know. There's going to be two different armor class sets that we get. The first one is going to be the classic A9 Helljumper set, and I do believe it's going to be a medium armor set for us. Then the second one is going to be a light armor set, which is going to be the A35 Recon. And there's going to be a new armor passive. It's called Feet First Armor Passive. It's going to give us quieter movement and immunity to leg injuries and a 30% boost when scouting points of interest. So that is a huge potential in a booster, and I think it's going to become a new must-have that people pick for kind of like those meta builds that happen. But we're definitely excited about the armor. I think it looks absolutely great. And I think that they took a great job at blending the ODST look within Helldivers 2 universe. Now, as for our capes and our extras, we are going to be getting the Armored Heirloom Cape, a symbol passed down to inspire the next generation of democracy defenders. And then the second is going to be the Eye of the Clandestine Cape. It's perfect for those who prefer liberty from the shadows. But that's not all, folks. You are also going to be getting the ODST-themed player cards. That's right, a new rookie player title, plus some vehicle patterns that are going to give you that classic Halo mean green look and aesthetic. So we're definitely excited about this one, friends. So that looks absolutely great, but what else do we need to know about this legendary warbond? So it is a premium warbond, which means that it's going to run you 1,500 super credits. So similarly to the Hellzone crossover, this premium warbond is held for those types of collaborations. So if you're not expecting it to be the extra cost, make sure you're going to grind out your other super credits, and you don't want to be the last one onto the battlefield to have the ODST drip, but it's not going to run you too high of a cost. Also, it's not going to ever expire because war bonds inside of Helldivers never expire, and they're making sure that they're doing a bit better this time around and not making it so time gated as it was for Killzone. So that is a very nice added benefit. So friends, make sure that you are testing out these weapons, that you're getting it, and as soon as it drops, because I know I'll be using it and seeing how effective the new gear and weaponry is on the battlefield. So we'll be sure to cover that as well as it comes out. But let me know your thoughts. I think this is kind of the perfect crossover for Helldivers 2. So friends, let's get next into what the overall lore is of the ODST and why they make so much sense for being in the Helldivers world. So to really appreciate the crossover, we need to talk about the legacy of the ODSTs, or sometimes as they're called, Helljumpers, so very appropriate for Helldivers. So in the Halo universe, ODSTs are the best of the best, special forces who drop straight into combat zones, inside orbital drop pods, no parachutes at all, no safety nets, just metal coffin launched from orbital at terminal velocity, slamming into the battlefield with one goal: complete the mission no matter the cost. They're infamous for their courage, their grit, and their brutal training. ODSTs weren't Spartans. They didn't have genetically engineered superhuman strength or Mjolnir armor, but what they did have was discipline, cunning, and an iron will. In the Human Covenant War, they were humanity's first line of shock troops, fighting on the ground while Spartans were few and far in between. Now, Helldivers 2 has flipped that legacy into its own brand of satire, fitting the ODSTs into their world and changing it for what we mentioned before, which is the obedient democracy support troopers. Where Halo ODSTs jumped feet first into hell, Helldiver ODSTs jumped feet first into freedom, and the new Warbond gear reflects just that. Tongue-in-cheek take, giving players a good look and feel for Halo's legendary soldiers, but through the lens of Helldivers with that over-the-top propaganda added onto it, friends. Well, folks, there you have it. I know I am super excited to hit the battlefield August 26th with the rest of you, helping all of our new recruits get their toes wet into the battlefield and see what they can bring and help us out on the war front. So, we'll see you there, and be sure to like and subscribe. Take care, everyone.